What up, lads? How's it going?
Good.
Yeah, we're here to talk to you yet again. Whitey, Miles, Hito, how you doing?
Doing well.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, excited. Fresh off our draft. So
know.
excitement tingling.
Yeah.
What's to come?
What's going to happen? Game week 1.
Literally just sets you up for the whole year, you know.
How many questions? You just asked so many questions about the draft and who's good, who was the best team, who was the second best team. Like, it's interesting.
Analyzing your moves, other people's moves,
Regrets.
reflections. Yeah, regrets.
Happiness.
Yeah, I know.
Panic picks.
Yeah.
It's all there. It's all there.
Panic picks. Well, so guys, what we're going to be talking about today basically is a quick ep about our draft order, how everything went down for us, who went first couple of draft rounds, and kind of talk about tactics about what kind of positions went first, kind of forwards, mids, defenders, goalkeepers, where they went. And just some general banter about how the draft went down for us, and you guys can kind of compare yourselves. We'll post it up on our socials, and you can have a look at it there. First pick, Salah. What'd you guys think?
I was shocked.
I was too.
I thought KDB would go first, but you know, like it's not like I'm like, oh, you fucked up by not doing that, but.
Yeah, and it really messed with me because I was second pick, against, Mitch. And he's a City supporter. So I thought, okay, snap going KDB. And in my head, I was just like, Salah's mine.
Yep.
And then he announced Salah. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to pick KDB. And it kind of threw me off because I was like, does he know something that I don't?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, it's more I announced it because I drafted first.
That's
two
true. Yeah,
people.
Mitch wasn't there.
Outside of myself.
Mate, I know. It was horrible not being there. And like, I was like driving a car with a camera pointed out the side of it when this went down. I was like, this is literally the only time that I would not be able to have a quick peek at my phone. And I've got like the fucking DOB next to me and I'm like trying to look at my phone. Anyway, it didn't go down well. So I came in just in time for my pick, luckily. But when I saw that Salah and KDB, like the order that they went in, I was genuinely shocked. None of my simulations for the draft order and when they went where was that Salah went first, just because, as you said, he's a City supporter.
Yeah. But, look, maybe he just rates, Salah being pretty pumped up after last season, not getting the golden boot when he probably could because he went a bit flat there at the end and it wasn't that many goals to beat.
Yeah. If you didn't have we didn't have the break in the season, who knows what would have happened. But I agree with you. But then you look at it and you're like they've both been so consistent over the last 2 seasons. I really don't.
And KDB, how many games was he out for? Like 12? And he still racked up all those points.
I know. And that is the danger, obviously, with him because, you watch Salah, he has so many minutes. He's doesn't get injured very often or ever.
Yeah.
But KDB is like all the time. So maybe that's what his thinking was.
For sure. And look, I am a bit worried, but I had to do it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those situations in a draft where you've got to do what you've got to do.
Yeah. Well, you were second pick, obviously. So
I was, yep.
We didn't really stipulate that. So Miles was second pick. He went KDB. Look, so for us then, as second pick, did you ever think of anyone else that could go into the second pick territory?
I was actually thinking Sterling.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because I wanted a City player because I kind of backed them for the year. And he, remember we were talking not too long ago, he doesn't really get injured that much.
Yeah, I know.
A little bit of a risk in rotation, slightly, but, it's Sterling. He's a hat-trick hero, so I was thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's fair. I think you picked right. And then third pick for us went Aubameyang.
Yeah.
I don't think that's too far off the mark with his position change.
Yeah.
He's such a gun.
He is good.
And there was the feeling that, he would stay on. So that's the kind of reasoning behind that, I feel, when picking him. It didn't seem like, it doesn't seem like he's going to go, so.
No,
I think
it doesn't. It feels like they're kind of building a squad around him now and hopefully, Arsenal can kind of shore up their defense.
Yeah.
Well, not hopefully. Sorry. What am I saying? I don't want Arsenal to be good. Oh, my God. What am I talking about?
And then fourth pick was you.
Fourth pick was me, and I didn't like who I had to pick, but I felt like I had to pick Sterling.
I think it's a great pick.
I like the pick, but
Yeah.
I didn't want him in my team again.
Your little bromance. How many
Yeah.
years has it been you've had him?
Well, I
It
had
feels
him-
like a lot now.
I had him. So 4 years ago, I picked him up, and that was when he had his first good year. But it wasn't. He didn't really come in until like later. He started scoring a fair bit, and then the year after that, he by the end of the season, I had him. He started to not be played a bit. That pep rotation came in.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I don't think anyone really was that keen on him again. And then Stace, one of our players, picked him up, and I'm pretty sure he got him second round because he got Salah that year. I'm pretty sure that was the year that he got Salah and Sterling.
And they both scored
And
200.
it was just stupid. Like no one could touch him. And then I got him the year after that, and I won the league with him.
Yeah.
Then I had him again. No, I had Salah. Who had Sterling that year? Oh no, I had both. I had both.
You
as
had
well.
both, yeah.
And I won the league with both. And then Hito won it last year, and you had just Salah, and I
Yeah.
had Sterling, and I was, close on your tail.
I know.
So I guess he is a good pick, but for me, like, I just didn't want Sterling again.
It's hard. I had that feeling too.
I get you.
And Salah's more sexy, like 100%.
What, you don't
he's
like
a sexier
Sterling's
pick.
booty? He's got a big
Oh, he's
old
got
booty.
the boot, but
He's got the boot, but
He's got a
nothing.
cute little face.
I don't know. His goals aren't as hot. Like, just everything about Salah is.
They're more
pretty
like
spicy.
tap-ins.
But for me, like as well, part of my strategy was like I think Man City's going to win the league this year, so I'm trying to back Man
Rude.
City players. Yeah, sorry, Hito, but it's not going to happen twice.
Mm.
No, so I thought City were going to be the ones to win the league, so that's why I'm going to back them, and that's probably why I didn't pick Mane in that circumstance, because
that's
he
fair.
could have easily been up there too. Like he was right up amongst the points
For sure.
and he was injured a bit last season.
Yeah,
Like
he had
if he
a-
wasn't injured, he might have been in the same area
Yeah.
as points. But yeah, I know I talked a lot about that then, but it was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
it was a tough pick, and I didn't really want
Yeah.
him. I don't, it's not like I didn't want him.
I don't think it's as tough as you're making out just because the amount of times you've had to pick him up.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it was tougher than what you think.
Yeah, I know. I'm not unhappy. I'm not unhappy with him. Like
No.
he's definitely a player. But can I say one thing? And I have to look at the stats for this,
Mm.
but I'm pretty sure the last 4 years, the team that has won every time has had Salah.
I mean, probably.
So he came, I think this is his 5th year, right?
Fourth year? I think it's 4.
Last year for us.
You had Salah, right?
Yeah. Well, I had him
You
in my
traded
team.
him?
Yeah, I traded for him.
Mm.
How far through the season?
Pretty much halfway-ish.
Yeah, roughly halfway.
But that's when you had your upturn massive.
yeah.
Well, he was
Definitely.
cold. He was cold
I know.
when Bobby traded him to Hito. And then literally he just went
Cheers,
hot.
Bobs. I keep forgetting that he was traded into your team, and now I'm even more furious about how close it was at the end there.
And it was a pretty generous trade in Hito's opinion,
Oh yeah, I mean it went so well.
for sure.
Like, geez, what did you give
It
him?
was very favorable.
Dude, he gave him Bernardo Silva and like
Carl Walker.
Carl Walker.
and someone else.
It was just, when I saw it, I was just like, fuck you, Bobby. You've
Bobby,
just like.
know.
we're not laughing with you, we're laughing at
At
you.
you.
If you're listening out.
All right, let's move on to 5th pick because I think this is where it's actually a pretty difficult pick for who's left.
Yeah, I mean, for me, can I just quickly say, I was going to say before we moved on here, so far 4 mids gone.
Yeah.
The first 4 picks were mids.
Yeah.
Now this is the first change up.
Yeah.
And it's Kane.
It's Kane, yeah.
Kane, sorry.
Kane, yeah.
Kane,
Sorry
yeah.
to all the
Kane.
listeners,
Don't get that
yeah.
wrong.
Who's
Come
coming
on.
next?
Come on.
Mane.
yeah.
We're on here.
But yeah,
Bobby
I think,
tried to draft Sane, but he's gone. So we
Yeah.
have to correct him and
Yeah.
change it to someone else.
Yeah, Bobby, he left.
Yeah.
I
You've
think
got to stop smoking during the draft.
I think this is where like Stace like actually had a massive decision because, Kane, is he gonna be fit? He's got once you do a hammy, your hammy's done.
I think that's a big factor now. Like,
He's definitely injury prone from now on.
Yeah.
But there are guys that have come back from it. And, well, I was going to say, like, he is a striker. Maybe, there's not as much full stretch running involved. But as we've seen a million times from him at Tottenham, he's like running the full
Yeah, I
pitch
know.
like a fucking galloping horse. You're like, oh,
it's
she's
the
like
white stallion, mate.
charging up.
The white Spurs
But
stallion.
yeah.
But yeah, it's a hard one.
We'll see how it goes.
Every pick, this kind of like little for us, we have 7 people. So for us, this is, pick 5, 6, 7 that's going to swoop back around on the snake. So
Yeah.
you're not completely fucked if you don't get the best because you get a pretty good one on the way back. But
Sure. Yeah.
it is tricky for sure because there's so many questions over the next few
The
picks.
thing is, he would have got a decent striker if he had have picked up Mane, which for me, I think the next natural pick would have been Mane
Yeah.
over, Kane.
Mm.
I think that 100%. Well, I would have definitely gone Mane in that position because for me, mids score better and are more likely to score more points than strikers, and it's been the same for years now.
And it's just kind of like Tottenham versus Liverpool. Who do you want?
Exactly.
I'd go with the Liverpool, obviously.
100%. Like they're going to probably come second this year based off my prediction.
I think
Sorry, Hito.
that's rude. Well, it's all right. I'm the only one that's predicted Liverpool again, so I'll take that when that happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm the same. Like I didn't end up with any Tottenham. I didn't consciously do that, but I'm kind of glad I did because on reflection, I'm a bit worried about what will happen to them this year.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy because I was then thinking, I'm like, okay, this, I had to start thinking, I'm like, okay, I could potentially be picking between Kane and Mane or
It's pronounced Kane.
Kane, sorry. I actually didn't think I would be able to pick Mane, to be honest.
Yeah, I was.
I
I
don't
went
like that you got him.
Yeah.
Not happy.
You're not happy?
Not happy.
I'm just happy I've got Liverpool forward, to be honest.
I wanted
That's
you to
nice.
have to pick up Kane. I genuinely thought that, anyway, we'll get to it when we get to it. I shouldn't skip ahead. So we should talk about our 7th pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't really talk about Mane, but we did.
We kind of, I
covered
went
that.
Mane and then we had Bobby last.
Bobby.
Yeah.
He loves controversy. The guy loves controversy.
He does. He loves Bobby Bance,
Bobby Bance.
Expect nothing less.
Yeah. We'll have him on at some point on this pod and you guys will see exactly what he's about. This is his typical kind of pickup here. Trent Alexander-Arnold in the first round.
I like it.
I don't know if I would have done it then, but I guess he's got the double, really. He's got the snake. So,
Yeah.
It could technically be either his first or his second. It didn't matter, where he picks it up.
Yeah. The hard thing for him there is that if he doesn't take him, he's gone before he comes back to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you really want Trent, he had to pull the trigger there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was in a similar thing. I'm like, how
thought you
early
were
do
gonna
I
get
go him?
Yeah.
But
I
it's
wanted
so
to go in
hard.
third round.
Yeah.
But I now know that was
I
stupid.
know. I had the similar thing because it's so hard to turn down some of these names in the first 2 rounds if you don't include Trent in it. Like,
But let me just talk a little bit of stats, right? So last year he's done 210. Okay. The season before he did 185. And then the season before that he did 83, but with half the minutes.
yeah,
Okay. If you're banking that Liverpool go remotely like as good as they did last year, he's going to probably get you like 170, 180.
yeah,
Okay.
That's relying on a lot of clean sheets.
And I know that Bobby's a numbers guy. He drafts with the numbers. So if you're looking at just numbers, and which is how we win the league and things like that, then I think it's a good pickup, especially in 7.
Can I talk about a bit, which is like, it's a gamble every year as to how long you can wait to pick up the defenders. And it's changed year after year after year, right?
Yeah.
Because like when we very first started, it was rare to see a defender get anywhere near that kind of point haul.
Yeah.
And then slowly they, changed rules, I guess, or
Yeah. BPS. and-
BPS
But
and all those kinds
even
of
really, the
things.
game's changed so much since we started playing. Like, we've been playing like it's our 8th season. Like,
Yeah.
wing backs into that time have become, we went from having like, Gary Neville and stuff to pick at right back.
know.
Like,
I
and now
know.
you got someone like, Trent and
I know.
Doherty.
Who's on
and,
free kicks.
Like,
Digne,
you got
yeah.
I
wing
know.
backs are a
And
whole new
the 5
game.
at the back thing is massive. And I guess kind of like Conte really brought that to the Premier League and it's been around ever since.
Yeah.
But anyway, my point was that early defender pick has been creeping up every year, is getting earlier and earlier and earlier.
Yeah.
Like it was bound to happen because the numbers are there. Like it's going to happen. You got to pick the right one, obviously, but Trent's so consistent, that's a pretty strong.
But we will see how it all turns out, you know, because, Liverpool, can they do it again? Will they be able to keep as many clean sheets as they did?
Yeah. I think the only good thing about, as a Liverpool fan, like Trent is on corners, free kicks.
Yeah.
Like, so even if we concede,
Yeah.
he can get so many assists. He get a goal.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
doubt
where you're
his
safe.
point potential. It's just that gamble of how late can you leave it. We were just talking about it before.
Yeah.
Like you and I were like, oh, maybe we get him second. I was hoping to go third round for defenders because typically our whole draft, just because of our own prejudice, doesn't pick defenders early. So hopefully you can pick a couple mids before those defenders go.
Yeah,
and that was kind of the game plan as we go along. And you know, typically when we see that, and it didn't really happen this year, but in the draft, when someone goes a defender, it's like doom, 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 and everyone's like, go, 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 we got to get
We had that
defenders.
with another position this year, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We'll talk about later.
But
So,
yeah, for
yeah,
us,
anyway, that's what I was talking about.
The draft before for us, our first defender went in at the back end of the third round, and it was Robbo.
That was me.
And then as it swung back, it went 2 picks, and then it went Van Dijk, Trent.
Yeah.
So they went very quick, but they were on the back end of the third round, third and start of fourth.
Yep.
Whereas this one, it was
And they went the exact same position this year. Bobby went, back end of the third round, Robertson went, and back of the snake, you got him, Van Dijk, beginning of the fourth.
yeah, exactly. It's just the
So it's a similar position. It's just Trent.
It's the Trent factor.
It's a Trent
Yeah.
factor. And it might not happen every year and, you know, in every team, but for the moment, Trent is a good option. Now, we should run through a few of our second round draft picks because this is where it starts to get a bit more difficult. So for you guys, after picking your first pick, right, you've obviously committed to a position. Where do you go next?
Yeah, I found that really hard because I just picked Mane. So I was like, there's still good mids. Do I pull the trigger on and go for another mid?
Yeah.
And then by the time it comes back to me on the loop, there's not going to be many strikers left potentially.
Sure.
So I went for diversification. Like I just went as
Diversification.
Yeah.
I love that word.
Look at
New
that.
word.
I don't even know if I could even say that.
Diversification.
So I went for Aguero on the way back.
Yeah, 'cause
So
Well, we skipped one
it went
pick.
Trent,
Can
Vardy.
I ask?
Yeah.
If Vardy was still available, would you have just gone Vardy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I was considering Vardy for my first pick instead of Mane.
Yeah.
So just to make it really clear, Mane went sixth. That was Hito. 7th pick was Trent, and then 8th pick again was Bobby with Vardy.
Yeah.
Then we moved on to you again, and you picked Aguero.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys are just talking about that kind of differentiation between how good Vardy and Aguero is. Can Vardy do it again? Will Aguero get?
Yeah.
Can
That's
I
the
ask
hard.
as well, why didn't you go Marshall instead of Aguero?
For me, it's hard because
I love this
Marshall's
question.
only done
I love
it.
this question.
I guess the way I weighed it up was that Marshall's really only done it for one season or kind of 3/4 of a season,
Sure.
banging in like 17 goals or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas Aguero's done it for the past like however many seasons.
What about
And-
rotation factor?
Yeah.
I know that's a big thing, but I feel like we've had that every season. I know Jesus played a little bit more this season, but I think it's because Aguero was out. And I just thought, I've always thought that in the past, and Aguero just still fucking plays.
He is royalty.
And he can bang in a hat-trick.
Paddy,
So
yeah.
that can like make up for the fact that he
might not start
might
all
not
the
play as much. Like
Yeah.
he will just bang in goals. And I just I pulled the trigger and went for the biggest forward. And
I've never had him.
I don't know.
I've never had Aguero,
I
and
haven't
I'm
either.
kind of glad I haven't.
I haven't either.
Because he's a
but I was
roller
kind of
coaster. The injuries are every season, but he always comes back and still scores ridiculous points. So yeah, there's big questions there. But
I know.
Marshall went next pick, right?
Yeah.
And I think for me, I would have taken a risk on Marshall just because he's starting. It seems like Man United are getting their shit
I
together.
was going to say, they look so hot right now.
Hot right
yeah.
now. Man United's so hot right now.
hot right now.
Classic Zoolander. So, but Marshall's just going to play up front
Yeah.
all year.
I know.
Unless he gets injured. And he doesn't get injured that much. I can't remember that many times when Marshall's
No,
been
just
out
a
injured.
couple of little ones here and there. Nothing major.
But nothing major.
I don't know,
He's
yeah.
a bit tied on.
I don't know. I don't know if like part of my doubts over Ole came into it at all, like subconsciously, like because I don't back him at all as a good manager.
Sure.
I kind of agree with that.
So if, like things come off, the
You
rails.
think
Like,
about how long it took Klopp to kind of get Liverpool together.
Yeah, but
and-
he was already good before he came, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whereas
I
Ole's
agree.
literally managed a shit like
I know.
Swedish team or something. I don't know who he managed, but
But he's got some there's some serious players now.
oh, he
in
does.
that
Yeah,
squad.
just if things like go to shit, like I don't know
Yeah, that
if
mental.
he can pull it back
Yeah,
like
sure,
as a
sure.
leader.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's probably very subconscious of me, and it was kind of just a gamble. So we'll see if that plays out for me.
So after Stace picked up the first striker being Kane, then it wasn't till the second round with Bobby that we went strikers, and we had a quick run of strikers, which was Vardy, Aguero, and Marshall. And then I've committed again to mids
Sure.
because I was kind of surprised this guy made it back around.
Yeah.
Because he was stupid at the end of last season. Fernandez was nuts.
Sure.
Like, he scored every game.
Yeah,
he's on pens.
really good.
I mean, Man United, I don't know if they can keep it going. I don't know why they get so many pens, but they get a lot of pens.
Yeah, maybe all the refs will be aware of that now, and they'll be like, "Oh, I can't give him a pen."
Yeah. Hopefully not, because I'd really like to score a bunch of points. Plus, I mean, as we were saying, I just feel like there's something different maybe about United in the last little while, especially at the end of last season.
Yeah, definitely.
If they can carry it on and, it's good. It's good. And Fernandez is like a huge part of that. Like,
Yeah.
their form changed so much when he came in.
Definitely.
That's where that strategy comes in. It's like, do you pick consistent previous performance in fantasy, or do you jump on a new guy or a new team come into the?
Yeah, but he was pretty
And dunno.
consistent. Like, he was a bit of both.
No,
really.
I mean more just the fact that he's only like
Yeah.
we've only seen him play for like 6 months in
Yeah.
Premier League. Like,
I know what you mean.
has he had a dip before? I don't know.
No,
So-
me neither. I don't know much about him. To be honest, I jumped on him early because I just saw a name and I was like, I need to do something to try and catch you.
No, that's
And it worked pretty well.
that's a fair pick for then.
But I liked him second because I'm a mids guy. I think I always draft mids early and then I swing back on strikers because in my opinion, for the most part, midfielders have higher points overall. Like after those really top strikers go, they're the only ones that really compete with midfielders.
Yeah, the position you're in, you could comfortably pick a mid and still get an okay forward on the way back.
That's what I was thinking. Like I'm like looking at it and I'm like, well, there's still Werner out there, Firmino, Jesus, Jimenez, even Ings.
Yeah, and look, just to wrap this up because we don't want to talk about Whitey's team all night. But I reckon he's a great pick, and I reckon Fernandez like really suits the Premier League, and I think he's like to get him after like 10 other players have been taken, solid pick.
Thank you. And my team already looks very similar to last year.
Yeah, you've got two of the
I
same.
hated it. I did
Yeah.
not want that. I wanted Marshall, but Martial didn't make it.
Yeah.
So,
I think same, man. I reckon they'll score
Yeah,
pretty similar.
I think it's
if
pretty
United keep going
Yeah.
like how they were at the end of
good.
last
It must have
season.
been hard for you though to not pick up the next guy though.
well, yeah, we should move
Burner.
on to who is typically one of our worst draft, performers in the draft, which is, I'm sorry, Tim, it's you. You usually perform quite poorly in the draft, and it has reflected in some
He had a new tactic
previous-
this year, boys. He had
was
no
much
laptop. He had no
better.
laptop. He'd printed out sheets of paper.
Is that what he did?
Yep.
Yeah.
Had-
Analog.
He had sheets of
Yeah,
paper
he said
printed
he got
out.
too distracted with the laptop because he kept on like looking at someone, then looking there, and then just reading some article that he shouldn't have read. And
Oh, that's a good point.
So he just literally had like the printout of the website of draft rank and their past points, I think. And he just went like the next name. And
to be honest, it's worked well for him for sure, because that's something we've talked about a bit is the draft rank and how good it is. And even the form guide stuff that they provide can be very hit and miss. It's probably most accurate at this point in the year where no games have been played and they've got a full season to base it off.
sure.
But for me, using that strategy is pretty viable after looking at his team. Like there's definitely maybe some slips in it, but for the most point, like
yeah,
pretty-
big up, Tim. Well done, mate.
yeah, well done, Tim. Well done. And Werner,
Props.
he was going to go. Like,
yeah, he was
even-
going that round.
He's a stupid forward. Would you have picked him, Miles, if he got to you?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Because we did put some question marks over him because we've said before many times when a new striker comes to Premier League, they don't always perform.
Yeah. I would have had to do it, but I'm actually, I'm semi-happy that Tim did pick him because, I was next and I went with Son because I think he's just like, he's such a good Premier League player. I think he'll outscore Kane, for example. Sorry, Kane. What do you guys think?
I didn't like it.
Why?
I just think that
Why? So aggressive.
Yeah,
Why?
fucking-
Tell me why.
Well, I had Son last year, so I was watching
Yeah.
every game, right? Like, well, I was knowing his points every week, kind of thing, because it's very easy to look at his entire points total and go, okay, he gets this many points, but he got a lot of points at the beginning of the season, and then when Mourinho came in, his points went down massively. He was getting trouble. He was having trouble with Mourinho. He was like crying and stuff, and Mourinho was basically calling him a pussy.
I think that was just for the doco though.
I haven't even seen the doco.
Mourinho's just like,
Is that in
on
the
purpose.
doco?
Yeah, a little bit. But so
But wait, let me finish. So I forgot my point. But regardless, I just thought
that's a good
Son
technique to get him to
in
shut
a
up.
very defensive team and maybe playing a little bit differently, and because Mourinho expects wingers to get back and defend.
sure. But Mourinho also plays a lot on the counter, and I think he's the counter guy. And what I'll say is, you know, if you look at who's left, who would you have picked if you're in that position instead of Son?
I might have picked Rashford.
I feel like
But you
your
got him. So
yeah,
fuck.
that's
Okay.
the weird thing.
Yeah.
I feel like your pick looks like better because of the next two picks on the snake swing.
I know. I actually feel like I was really.
I would have
lucky.
even maybe picked Pulisic, but he's so injury prone.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get to that. But yeah, look, I think you did well, but I think it's because the next two picks were terrible.
Yeah.
Well, not terrible, but I would have picked someone different.
Yeah.
I was
agree.
50-50 between Rashford and Son, and somehow
You
I
got
ended
both,
up with both.
so you're fine.
So look, maybe I got lucky.
You probably would have gone Son on the way back.
Yeah.
If you went Rashford.
Oh, that's
and-
what we were thinking. Like,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you probably would have got it anyway. So
Would
I
Son
think
have made it back. We never know. We could think about this for years.
Well, it's hard because the next pick is Mitch, who I was drafting for, and I had to just follow his list that he'd given me.
So this is the final pick of the second round.
Yeah. So as I was following his list, he gave me like a top 14 to choose from, as well as like other positions to then just cherry pick like the next name down.
Sure.
And I just had to rely on the top 14 listing because it wasn't complete. And the next two names were Firmino and Jesus.
I was actually pretty stoked when we were having a discussion.
Because this would have happened, I don't think, if he was there.
I don't think it would have either, but like
He's done
he's
it in
put
the
him in the
past.
top 15. He's
Yeah.
put
And that's what I
strikers.
said. I said top 14's top 14.
Yeah,
You gotta
it
go
was.
with it.
I know. That was the list he had. and-
100%. No, and he did say that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if he was there, he might have weighed up the options, gone,
Yeah.
I've got a mid, I've got I've got one striker. Do I want another mid or something like that?
Yeah.
And that was the trouble I was facing. With not being there as well. And luckily I was able to call in and maybe tweak a couple.
Yeah.
But I found that my
we'll talk
team,
about that, won't we?
yeah, I felt like my team was a bit like not exactly how I would have had it. I would have balanced it a bit better
Yeah.
between different teams. Anyway, won't get into that too much right now. But Hackett faced the same problem he's got another
That's a big
unbalanced
thing when you're not.
setup.
Yeah, but yeah, we said like he personally loves going forwards.
Yeah.
Probably
does
not
do
the
that
two
nearly
best
every
forwards
year.
though. Like
He screwed me so many times.
don't know.
Because I swear, normally we are right next to each other in the first two picks, Hack and I. And he always goes a double forward.
yeah, no, he does. He does do that. But just not the best because he could have picked some other people. I don't know. Do you guys want to like smash through to a couple
We'll
more
just talk
picks
about
just as we hit our third round?
We'll talk
yeah?
about the third round and then maybe we'll just wrap up kind of
Just a couple of
who
key
went where.
picks, yeah.
Like where the forwards, where the mids mainly went and where the defenders
Yeah,
mainly went. You
sounds
guys
good.
can kind of look at it on Twitter if you like.
Yeah, we'll throw it up on the socials.
Yeah, and see kind of what positions were where.
So yeah, after Jesus, I went Rashford.
Yeah, we've already discussed we like that pick. Tim followed up with Pulisic after that, which for me, little risky, but honestly, if he catches fire, it'll be
And stays fit.
Tim will have a great team if Chelsea play well.
I think that's a fair pick, to be honest.
And a lot of people are backing Chelsea to be good. I went Jimenez next because I needed to fill out a striker who's still available.
good,
Thank
yeah.
fuck. I was happy with that.
Mm,
And then Stace went Havertz.
Yeah.
Another little risk.
a bit.
Because we don't know at this point whether he's going to start the season, where he's going to play, how Chelsea's all going to work.
Will he
There's
adapt?
a lot of different things going on there.
Bit of rotation risk as well.
A lot of new players to the Prem, and
Yeah.
that could be
Yeah.
a big factor.
But I reckon he had to do it, to be honest.
the hard thing there is he'd gone two forwards, so he needed to go mid. And
Because you wouldn't maybe think Ings. there. Like I would have maybe put Ings over Havertz.
Yeah,
But the fact that
maybe.
he already had two
But he
forwards.
already had two forwards. So you've
Yeah.
got to go a mid and you've got to have at least someone decent in that midfield. So yeah, Havertz is probably the next best
He
option.
probably would have gone, to be honest, before it got back to him, Havertz, in the next 4 picks.
Yeah, definitely.
So
definitely.
it's a fair pick, to be honest. And then I went next and picked Ings.
Yeah.
Good pick. I mean, you needed that. You needed someone who was going to play a lot of minutes because you had Aguero and there's a
Yeah.
chance of a risk of injury. Like,
Yeah.
you needed a forward that scored points and
The
played
big
every
question
week.
mark is, can he do it
Yeah,
again?
I was just
it a
going to
one
say,
season
look,
wonder, but
I don't like it. I don't.
Yeah?
I think,
rude.
yeah. No. Like,
I'm so upset.
it's just, I just don't know.
Who would have you gone, though?
I would have gone Robertson if I was you.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I'm not backing.
Yeah, I would have gone Robertson, probably Mahrez over Ings.
Can I say something though as well? Like, okay, Bobby's already first round pick Trent.
Yeah.
He's got a defender.
Yeah.
Then Vardy, he's gone Vardy. And then like, so the next pick was after you, Bobby picked Robinson. Like, would you have ever thought Bobby was going to go another defender for
No.
a third round pick?
I really didn't.
He's gone defender, striker, defender, and then a mid on the
Yeah.
snake back. But honestly, in Hito's position, if he wanted a striker, I would have thought in my mind, Bobby has already picked
A defender
a
is going to
defender.
go.
He's
so
not
you
going to
can probably
go.
get him in the
Yeah,
fourth.
you're going to get him on the
Yeah.
way back. And then he wouldn't have to, like, he could get the striker he wanted. Because Bobby probably would have picked Ings, I reckon. Looking
Yeah.
at that,
If,
I think
if
he would have.
Robertson, no, but I personally know that he was just trying to get both Liverpool wing backs.
That's
And I
the
think
strategy.
he did that because he wants to trade as well.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, the way it worked out for me is he went Robertson, then Mahrez,
Yeah. And then you
which
just
is
go
a good pick, and then I went Van Dijk. So I still got the Liverpool defender,
pretty much, yeah.
but I just locked in Ings before
Look,
Bobby
if,
could.
if you're not going to go Robertson instead of Ings, personally, I would have gone Mahrez. That's just me, though. I had him
Yeah.
last year, and he was just so great.
He was high on my list. I just kind of saw both Liverpool defenders go. Like basically the fact that Bobby went Robertson again,
Yeah.
it just kind of forced me to pick Liverpool defender because I was like,
Yeah.
I want one,
Sure.
and there's only 3 that you're going to pick, basically.
Okay, boys. So we should try and wrap this up because we wanted to do a quick pod and we're diving so deep into our draft here. The fourth round was interesting. A bunch more mids. Rodriguez, Greenwood, Ali, Pepe, Pogba all went. Then, we're still going mids for a while. We saw Ziyech go in the 5th round. Zaha, Lacazette got picked as well. Willian in the 5th, which I thought was a little interesting. He doesn't typically get a lot of fantasy points,
It'll be interesting to see how he goes this
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
but still a lot of mids and forwards. A couple more defenders slipped through in the 6th with Azpilicueta and Walker going. Still more mids and forwards. Doherty goes in the 7th. So basically it's all mids and forwards, but the very top defenders until the 7th. And then the 8th round hit and it was just like, it was like, okay, game on for defenders. There were a couple of mids and forwards gone in there, but it was like defender. And everyone, it's kind of like a chain reaction. Hey.
Yeah, for us, you draft off what other people are doing, and that then followed on to the 9th for us as well, where we saw 5 goalkeepers go because
Exactly.
someone pulled the trigger.
Yeah, Miles. But I was going to, I think, did I tell you to pick a goalkeeper in that
I
round?
can't remember, to be honest. You're probably getting... You
think-
must have if I picked for you.
I think
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
next on your list.
So, I'd pretty much picked exactly when I thought the goalkeepers would go. But yeah, it was interesting to see how many just went like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, all of a sudden.
I think for me, I was the 5th of those goalkeepers. And once I'd seen 4 go, I was like, okay, like they're probably not going to pick another one on the way back, but the 2 people after me might go them.
Sure.
And then I've literally not getting
yeah.
one of the better ones. I know there's not a huge points difference between keepers, but like the difference between potentially like the top 5 and then if you somehow end up with a really shit one,
Sure.
It is big.
it could be 50 points.
It's
like,
different.
Potentially.
No,
Like,
it is. I completely agree.
And then do you want to take the gamble of picking up that one goalkeeper that goes super well from the low teams? Like the Henderson of last year.
The ones
Yeah.
that just face a lot of shots and,
Yeah.
and a defensive set team.
And save a couple of pens and, something, like Henderson last year, if you had him from the get-go. it
Oh
was
God,
pretty
yeah,
great.
exactly.
Yeah, so I guess that was really shown in our draft, the whole goalkeeper thing about, you go for those top guys. And then, so the top guys went, 5 guys in the 9th. And then we saw one keeper go in the 12th. And then basically the last 2 rounds is just filled with goalkeepers being picked.
And everyone's doing their last
Everyone's
squad
just
filling picks.
Exactly.
Which
everyone's
went
just filling out
mental.
their team.
Yeah, with defenders after that, really.
Yeah, so it's quite a mix, but clearly, like, it's mids are a priority, very much so in the first round. Then filling out some strikers because they go quick if they're good. Then there's a big weight again for strikers because they, typically drop off quite quickly, and mids hold up better with more points, in our opinion. And you can kind of see that in the way we draft. Then some high-end defenders come in. Then it's just a free-for-all of goalkeepers and defenders from 9 on. And 14, 15 goalkeepers. So you guys can take a look at that and see what you think. I mean, we thought that Miles's team was probably one of the strongest in our league. There were some surprise picks.
It looks good on paper.
It does look on paper.
Yeah.
But then I see names like Pepe in there.
Yeah, that was a gamble that I took.
And then
at the
maybe
time.
like Gomez from Liverpool and Rudiger. Like,
Yeah.
they're question marks, but luckily they're question marks in the right places.
Yeah, look, I think my mids are just super strong, and I don't think that I did too well with my defenders, but I think defenders is something that you can fix pretty easily after we watch the first 5 games,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
agree.
you've got to have some players you're willing to drop to adapt to
Yeah.
the players that might, do well
Yeah.
that no one expected.
Yeah,
Like
you don't
promoted
wanna-
teams.
You don't want to
or-
be too attached to all positions,
Yeah.
players in your positions, then you can't drop them. So
Yeah, for sure. So I think that'll wrap up our little draft pod. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, maybe you learned something from it. Maybe you think we did a terrible job and we're all idiots.
let's have
I
just
hope
a
not.
quick prediction just because it's our draft. Who do you
Okay.
reckon is going to win, and who do you reckon is going to come last? And we'll just see what happens throughout the season.
Oh, give me a second.
Yeah.
it's so hard because you've got pickups and stuff to factor in too.
Okay, I got mine.
But,
Okay.
Based on this guy's talent and picking up great players, pulling the trigger early, and maybe adapting his team to make it, the perfect team. I picked me.
Oh, fuck, I knew you were going to say that.
And then, look, I like my
I
team,
knew
to
you
be
were gonna
honest.
say
I
that.
like it. If it goes hot, it's going to be a hard team to beat for sure. But there are definitely question marks. But still, I love the possibility of some serious outsiders there.
Yeah.
And then last place, it's a toss-up between Stace and Bobby. I think I'd go for Stace.
Yeah.
Just based on, like, it just seems like a risky team at times.
It does look pretty risky.
Like, I don't love any of his players. I mean, Kane first round, Martial is a good get, but then Havertz, we don't know. It might take him a while to get to the point where he's scoring points. So maybe it'll be a back end of the season thing for him, and it won't be, unless he really hits the ground running, we don't know. And then, exactly, like Rodriguez, another one. Willian, will he play a lot of minutes? A lot of questions. So anyway, that's my justification. Me first, Stace last. Suck it, Stace.
We should have caveat that you can't pick yourself, but it's too late now.
Yeah. True.
But yeah, I'll be kind.
Mate, you don't have that good of a team. I wouldn't pick your team.
I'm not saying you should pick my team.
Well, like, you're giving me shit for picking my own team, but I got a good team. You got a bad team. Like, you would never have picked yourself to win.
Okay. Well, I might now.
It does look pretty good.
I was being nice, but yeah. I don't know. For me, it's a toss-up, honestly, between you two boys.
Yeah.
I think...
See, I picked right.
Yeah, I think I honestly, I'd lean towards your team, Whitey.
Yeah. It's a bit more balanced, isn't it?
As you just got really strong mids. You got one good forward at least, and you got a few okay defenders, but you can rotate defenders. And Milo, I think, if Son kills it for you, your first 3 picks, KDB, Son, Rashford, and then Richarlison and Wilson as your strikers. Like, that's 5 positions, like, just
Pretty
kill.
decent. Yeah.
So
I would have
I find it
worried.
very hard.
I would have worried about Hackett with Salah first round
Sure.
if his next 2 picks weren't so rubbish.
Yeah, I think I would put him last.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Last? Oh, I mean, Salah has nearly, well, as we said.
I know, but the
every
rest of his
that's-
team, though, is like dog shit.
But you can win the league off Salah. I mean, it's
I
pretty
think
bad.
you need more
Yeah.
support around him, but I
A
don't
lot of
know.
injured players. But anyway, Miles, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I'd say Hackett or Stace in last.
Yeah.
I'll go for Stace just because I think he deserved to get last after last year's performance.
Yeah, it's pretty poor.
And I'm going to back myself as well.
I like it.
I think that
I'm the only one that didn't pick myself.
Because you don't have that good of a team.
I don't know. I think it's all right.
But no, like,
It's all right. It's just not a win the Premier.
I don't know.
It's not a win the draft.
I think that I'll be able to
We'll see.
to fix up my defense and get the title.
Yeah.
back.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, with that caveat, that makes it easy.
There's a bit of mid fixing there, mate. Pepe. Oh,
We'll see.
Pepe.
Pepper.
Well, thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I mean, enjoy. Good luck to
Thanks,
everyone.
guys.
Good luck to you, boys.
Cheers.
Thank you. You too.
Not a bad draft for either of you.
Motherfuckers.
Well, Miles better, but yeah.
Later.
Peace out.